Hi, boys and girls. It is, well, let me see if you know what month it is. Did you say May now? Okay, let's check. Are you ready to do our months of the year song? January, February, March, and April, May. It's May. In fact, today is May 5th. I'm going to teach you how to say May 5th in Spanish. So watch this. I'm going to take the 5 and I'm going to move the 5 over here. Cinco, mira. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here I'm going to write a little tiny day. And I'm going to take May and I'm going to put an O at the end. And now it's not May, now it's Mayo. And I'm going to make May, the month of May, lowercase because in Spanish, little tidbit of information here, in Spanish, months are never capitalized. So let's talk about the 5th of May, because I know about the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo. Here's the deal. Here's my little map of the world. I'm so sorry to all the countries. You are also important, but for the sake of this, I'm only going to do these countries, because these are the important ones that come into play. So, whoops, I almost forgot England. England is kind of up here by France, something like that, and then there's teeny tiny Ireland, right? Well, we learned about the Pilgrims and the Native Americans in November when we learned about Thanksgiving. And we know that that's one of the reasons why we speak English, because the Pilgrims sailed from England in the Mayflower to the United States of America, right? And remember how they landed in Massachusetts at Plymouth Rock, and then they realized it's a really cool place, and then lots of people started coming over, originally from England, and then from other parts of Europe started to immigrate, and people from other countries as well, but primarily that's the reason why we speak English, because of England. Well, in Mexico, just south of us, and most of these countries down in Central and South America, they speak Spanish. Do you know why? Because this country, this country that I love, I used to live here, called Spain. I'm going to put a little tiny S in Spain. Sorry, Portugal, I'm kind of wiping you out there. But Spain, they wanted to have their own colonies, their own countries. So they got in their own ships and they sailed and they went to Mexico, as well as these countries in Central America and a lot of the countries that are in South America, except for there's a really big country here called Brazil that maybe you've heard about. They speak Portuguese. So the next thing you know, this is all Spain. So Spain's got the little teeny tiny peninsula in Europe, and then all these other countries are theirs too, right? Well, then the country next to Spain, I'm going to put a little teeny tiny F. And that F stands for France. I bet you've heard of France before. So France in the 1800s, they had a dictator. And that dictator led an army to invade Spain. And they invaded Spain in 1813. And his name is Napoleon. I bet you've heard of Napoleon too. So Napoleon invaded Spain, and now Spain belongs to France. And so all the countries that used to belong to Spain over here, now they all belong to France too. So they decided, well, if we got all these countries, then we've got to put our people in the countries, right? So France sent some of their people over to Mexico, in Mexico City. And there's a castle there called Chapultepec. And they put up this huge battle and they fought the French off. When was that? That was on Cinco de Mayo. So Cinco de Mayo celebrates the Mexico being big and strong and fighting off the big bad Napoleon, fighting off the French, right? Kicking him out, making them go back to France. Well, the bad news for Mexico was France was a big military power at the time, so they just came back with lots of arms and ships and lots of military guys, and they took over Mexico. So the Mexican Independence Day is actually in September, not in May. But a lot of Americans, we like to celebrate everyone's holidays, including Cinco de Mayo. So now you can teach all your grown-ups the real story of Cinco de Mayo. In honor of that, then let's sing the good morning song today, just in Espanol. Here's my guitar. Are you ready? Here we go. Buenos días, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias, ¿y tú? ¿Y tú? Or if it's someone who's formal, like say, maybe your grandparents or your teacher, you might say, ¿y usted? ¿Y usted? Got it? Okay, quick, before you go teach a grown-up about Cinco de Mayo.